What's up everyone, Jonathan here with the Venue RX. In today's video, we are going to be talking about something that is extremely important for your business this year in 2021, 2022, 2023, and beyond. And likely, if you're not using one of these, you are leaving a serious amount of money on the table and you're essentially possibly even doubling the amount of time that you're spending in your business. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Before I get into today's topic, I want to just let you know I am repping the new Venue RX merch. I'm really excited about this and I'd love to know if you all would like some of the merch. I've just been wearing it in some of the interviews that I've been doing and just kind of wearing it around randomly. But if you would like to be able to purchase shirts and support the Venue RX podcast and this brand, I would absolutely be thrilled. So let me know in the comments below if we should start offering them for sale, or even if you guys would just like some of them for free for listening. I would love to send a couple out to a few of you listeners. So please let me know if you're listening on the podcast to this. Head on over to YouTube, check it out, drop something in the comments so that I can get you a shirt. All right, with that said, let's get to today's topic. I don't want to tease you anymore. We are talking about CRMs. A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And you may have heard of CRM tools, CRM systems like Honeybook, 17 Hats, Dubsado, Asana. Trello is more of like a workflow management thing. But there are all these different CRMs and workflow managers out there that are super helpful. And I want to talk to two groups of people today. We're going to handle this in this way because I think a lot of business owners out there, maybe they've heard of them, but if you're not specifically techie or you have a great business that's already running and you haven't needed to implement anything like a CRM yet, you might be thinking, if it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it. You know, there's no reason to pay $40, $50, $60, $100, $200 a month, whatever it happens to be, to this software program that I may not even use, right? And there may be that resistance to adopting some change and adopting some new stuff. So we're going to get into that today. But the first group of people I am talking to are the business owners who have never even heard of a CRM before. Maybe, you know, you've heard of it. You've heard of Honeybook. You've heard of 17 Hats or Dubsado or Asana. If any of these names are sounding familiar, you know, let me know in the comments which one you use. I'd love to kind of get a little bit of a pull and a sense of what my listeners use. If you have never used anything like that and you're considering it, there are a couple specific reasons why it's so important. The first one is time. These CRMs wrap up a lot of things in one package. So essentially what it is it's a platform where you can centralize all of your communication with your client. And for a lot of these systems, they will centralize document storage. There'll be a place for you to track calls and communication with that client. And then in most cases, they're going to allow you some sort of payment processing as well. Now, I know in the payment processing, it's really tough because these do charge merchant fees for credit cards. And as us small business owners know, every penny counts. And so when you're getting charged 2.5%, 3%, that is really tough. And so it's a question of, do we pass this cost off to our client or do we eat the cost for the convenience of them being able to use a card? I am totally in favor of eating the cost because there is nothing like making it easy for your client to pay you. And for me and my business, that has been a huge game changer for us. Instead of trying to get people to mail us checks, instead of trying to get people to, you know, pay us with cash or, you know, whatever else, just allowing them to pay with a credit card and sometimes even pay, you know, consistently with a credit card is a huge help. Now, there is a main difference between something like this and something like QuickBooks. You can use QuickBooks, and I know many event pros out there do use QuickBooks, but these CRMs centralize the conversation around everything that's happening with a client. And a lot of times they also include lead capture forms, which basically will take a inquiry form that's filled out on your website, and it'll automatically put all of that information directly onto a form that you can then go and operate from. And it kind of keeps the conversation all in one place. It shortcuts time. It's just been a total game changer for me and my company at all of the different venues we run. So highly encourage you check that out. That's the first one, time. The second one is really transparency for your clients. And if you need to have an employee come in and help you, it's so much easier to explain that system rather than your own unique system for doing things. And maybe you've been writing things down on paper, and if you lose a paper or a Post-it note, I know I've been there before and it totally sucks. So consider using a CRM because of these two things, time and money. It will absolutely save you. The one that we use currently is HoneyBook, and they're not sponsoring us, although I just did become a HoneyBook Pro or HoneyBook Educator, I think it's called. And I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to be making more videos on HoneyBook because it's definitely a huge asset. It's something we use for all the venues we run. And I think they're a great company. I think they do a great job. So with that said, go check them out if you haven't already. All right, my second group of people. If you are currently using a CRM, I cannot tell you how many business owners I've seen using CRMs like HoneyBook, like I just discussed, or 17 Hats or Dubsado, and they haven't taken the appropriate time to learn the system. They've kind of gone through the shortcut, quick tour. They've put a little bit of their information in. Maybe they've connected their email account, and you feel really accomplished because now everything is centralized and you have some document storage going on. But for so many of these programs, you've barely scratched the surface. And I know in our company, it's tough because you feel like, oh, I just want to start using it. I want to start working it. I want to start emailing clients back and forth. But I promise you, if you take a little bit of extra time and you focus on these small little time-saving things like templates and automations and workflows and really understanding how the reporting works and some of these different features that maybe don't get as much attention up front, or maybe you just kind of do the quick tour and you speed read it through and just kind of go through the different slides, taking the time to actually look at what each one of these features of the program are and then how they can integrate into your business is a total game changer. And the one big one that comes to mind is automations in HoneyBook. They have these automations that are called workflows, and what they do is you can basically initiate one at the beginning of a relationship with a client that lets the system basically know how to start processing this lead. So there could be automatic things that happen, like automatic emails that are sent at different time periods, or if this, then that. IFTTT is what it's called. If this, then that sequences. Like if a client sends an email 5 minutes after they send that email inquiry in, they will receive an automatic email back saying, thank you so much for inquiring. Take a look at these FAQs while I'm waiting to get back to you, or while you're waiting for me to get back to you. And these automations, these workflows are a total game changer because as small business owners, we've got to wear a lot of hats. We got to be doing a ton of different things. And so whether you're a venue owner, whether you are a florist, a wedding planner, a coordinator, photographer, like whoever it is, right? Whatever your craft and your expertise is, using a system like this allows you to actually do a lot more and, get some of your time back really. And so taking that extra time, if you're using it, I actually just ran into a venue owner who has been using HoneyBook for a long time, but she didn't realize that you could connect up HoneyBook's contact form onto your website so that the leads automatically get into HoneyBook. She had been getting leads off of the website or off of Instagram or wherever else, and then transposing them into HoneyBook. So little things like this will make a huge difference, will streamline your life, will make sure that you're not forgetting things. And I know if you're anything like me, I've got 4 kids, crazy stuff happening around my house all day long. And with as busy as we've all been, using a system like this is really, really, really essential for this year, 2021 and on. So if you're listening to this right now, you do use a system, let me know. Let me know if you're using it completely. If you're not using a system and you're considering one, feel free to reach out. You can reach me on Instagram at thevenuerx. You can, of course, drop a comment right below if you want my input. I actually went through Dubsado, 17 Hats, HoneyBook, a bunch of them looking for a solution that was going to work for all of our venues. And so I know a little bit about each one of them. And like I said, I am going to be doing some reviews of those different software platforms later on. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.